Congratulations to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They smashed the Minnesota Timberwolves. They are going to the NBA Finals. Shea Alexander, Shea uh, Western Conference Finals MVP, the Magic Johnson recipient. He put on a clinic. He was leading the best team. He being the best player to the finals. OKC was just too much for them. Offense, defense. They just was on a blitz. Once they got back home, they split a game in Minnesota, and they were overwhelmingly the better team. They were dominant on the boards. They had better fast breaks. They just played a more composed and deeper roster. And OKC is one of those teams that when you win 68 games and you got home court advantage, hey, the chips fall where they may. And they were just the better team. The real finals was them in Denver. That was really the finals. They made short work of Memphis, and they pretty much handled Minnesota too. They put Minnesota in an awkward zone, and they couldn't figure it out. They couldn't stop Shea. You can call him free throw merchant or all the names you want. His aggression, his depth, his you can't stop when he keeps coming at you. You can't stop it. He outplays you. He outworks you, he outpaces you, and then when you got to turn over and get on defense, you're going to have a problem. Then you're winded on offense. So they just are a step better. And what a great story it's been for OKC. Because considering all those draft picks they've had, and you had MVPs and Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, and James Harden went off to Houston was MVP, and you think about it, and they were, could they ever get to with all that talent? This might be their best time to win a chip. So they are your Western Conference Finals, and it wasn't really much of a discussion. They were the better team. As for the Timberwolves, they happy to be the second straight year to go to the Western Conference Finals. Chris Finch is a decent, good coach. I don't think he's the end-all, be-all, though. I don't. I think they can get a coach that can kind of channel them. They're a little too sloppy. They're not getting anything out of Rudy Gobert. He didn't stole money. And Edwards, the hype is nice. The moments you give once in a while are nice. But you basically like a TV movie of the week. And if you're old enough to remember when we had TV movie of the weeks, you weren't quite prime time, but you were TV movie of the week. The after school special. The Junior Whopper version. That's where you are. You are fun to watch when you playing, but you ain't ready for the next level. You got exposed last year against Dallas, and you got exposed this year against OKC. Back to drawing board, Junior. And if you hurt a little bit, that should motivate you to make you stronger. There's nothing wrong with finishing in the Western Conference Finals again, runner-up. The problem is that you ain't made for the big leagues yet. You got to put way more up there and do a lot more and get better help. Julius Randle got I think this is where they're coaching. Julius Randle played well when he was allowed to, So they got to figure out what tweaking they need to do to get better, because they're on the cusp of being close. But it's 2 straight years, and that's gonna mess them up with 2 different teams that then wax they behind 8-2, and that's got to be something that's very telling. They got beat by aggressive guard court play. So that's something they got to work on, But in the meantime, having said all that, though, if things stay the way they should stay, you should see these 2 teams again, battling again. Because I have a feeling Shea and Ant, unless Houston makes a drastic move, Denver does something, there's only a couple other teams that might have a chance. OKC could run the next 2 to 3 years. And who's ever in second place to battle them, they got to get the game right. But, the best team won. We don't have no doubts about it. Congratulations to OKC being the Western Conference champions. And I know they got a bigger pool of water to get into as they await the finals at the end down in New York, which looks like I think the Pacers will probably play them. But anyway, let's enjoy OKC. Small market team, came up big with the MVP. People said it couldn't happen. And they smashed Minnesota, move on to the finals, so congratulations to them. and a great season. So let's see if they can finish it up. And props to Shea, because there have been a lot of haters and detractors, but he's still standing. And he is the new sheriff in town. And he ain't going nowhere no time soon. And they will, with getting Alex Caruso and Halliburton from, not Halliburton, but Hasbro from, Hammerstein from New York. I expect them to make another move in the all season, because I think they make one more move, they got a chance to have a nice run. If they make one more move, subtle, but brilliant. Alright, please like, subscribe, open thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear. Watch out for another shitter if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. One time, peace.